Small business owner? Entrepreneur? Want to learn how online marketing can improve your business?
Your questions.
Our advice.
This is Not a Real Job.
Welcome to episode 115 of Not a Real Job, the podcast about building businesses and things like of similar nature to that, maybe.
So we what are we thinking? Like NGOs, not for profits,
not for profit NGOs.
Certainly for profit NGOs, for profit, not for profits.
We are your NGO
religions
cast.
Yeah. So you're.
I'm Chris Van Patten.
You're Chris Van Patten, and I'm Joel Kelly. Chris, I just want to jump right into things. How's your butt disease?
It's eradicated.
Oh, but didn't we think that was the case last time?
And it was.
But then it came back.
Well, yeah, but that was spicy food related.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah, and I'm back in America, where there are no spicy foods.
Where the
Spice
food is
outlawed.
The food is mild, and
bland even,
and the people are wild.
That's what they say.
That's on the license plates.
Yeah, it's on our America bumper stickers that we all get.
That you have to get. They're placed on your car by secret government agents in the night.
By Paula America.
And then if you come out to your car in the morning and see that your bumper sticker has been peeled off, you know that Donald Trump is about to send you back whence you came.
Indeed. Over the wall to Canada.
Exactly. Where we will welcome you with open arms to our new liberal utopia.
That's what it sounds like.
It sounds pretty great. I gotta say, I have not been excited about politics since, I guess, 2008.
Well, Joel, to be fair, look how that turned out.
I mean, okay, I guess Guantanamo's still open and people are getting droned to death all over the world, but otherwise, things could be worse.
Those are the good things.
Oh.
I don't see what you think those are bad?
I would say less than ideal.
Agree to disagree.
I was going to say that gay marriage was good. No, you're against. Okay, wow. All right. I wish this had come up before.
I would say overrated.
Oh.
All the news about it won't stop talking about it. It's like, oh my God.
Okay. All right.
I'm kidding.
Are you?
Yeah.
Good. Better be. Unemployment down to 5%. That's good.
It's a thing.
Well, especially since Mitt Romney said he would get it down to 6% by 2017. So, I mean, things could be worse. Anyway, politics. But up here in our liberal utopia, we have a handsome guy as prime minister, and he's got lots of good ideas, and his cabinet is 50% female, which is amazing and fantastic and about goddamn time.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
It's pretty great. So I'm feeling pretty good up here. I gotta say, I'm also off work today. We're recording on a Monday. So I think that might also be elevating my mood somewhat.
Sure, contributing to your happy state of mind.
Exactly. Yeah, since I do live in a liberal socialist utopia, we get vacation days that we can spend doing whatever we want.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I can pretty much take a vacation whenever I want to, but, you know.
Well, that's because you're fun employed.
Hey, I like that.
Mm-hmm. So you're back from your travels. You're back on American soil. You have reapplied your bumper sticker. How does it feel to be back?
It feels like I never left, except that now I am super tired.
Do you have a tan?
A little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I do.
That's good. That's good. It's good to be tan. Gym tan laundry. Those are the priorities. So at least
American way.
You got one of those.
Yeah, I have no intention of visiting a gym, so we can pretty much rule that out right now.
Yeah.
I pay someone to do my laundry, so I don't know how that factors into things, but you know, that's where we are.
It sounds like 2 out of 3. do you have like? I mean, I feel like I've been setting you up for a bit to say anything about your travels, but you don't seem to really want to go down that path. Should we move on?
Well, I mean, there's just not much to say.
Because I want to say that you put in the discussion topics, Chris is back with 6 A's. So I figured that perhaps...
I don't think it's 6. I think it's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only 5, Joel.
It's only 5.
Let's not push things here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm back. I'm excited to be back. It was kind of an exhausting trip. It was like, I think 6 or 7 cities in like 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, a 14-hour flight there, a 16-hour flight back. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to be in one place, and I plan to be here, or at least within America and Canada, for a little while. I don't see any international travel until probably early next summer at the earliest. And I think, yeah, I'm happy about that.
Oh yeah, no. So you're done. You've traveled. You're a well-traveled man, and now you can just coast to the grave, knowing that. That
I've seen the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've seen everything that matters.
Yep.
Cool.
Awesome. I agree. I haven't been to Asia yet, but honestly, If it happens, it happens.
Sure. So what's next on our list? First-hand marketing. We just had a meeting. That was weird. It was very professional of us.
I hated that all the we obviously followed Robert's Rules of Order. Because you can't have a business meeting without following Robert's Rules of Order. That's what you learn in Toastmasters. Chris and I take it exceptionally seriously, so we got literally nothing accomplished. But we do have the minutes recorded, extremely detailed.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about that one time I went to Toastmasters?
I don't think you have.
So my friend was going because she wanted to work on her public speaking.
Yeah. Okay. So for the listeners who don't know, what is Toastmasters?
How do you not know what Toastmasters is?
By not being a nerdy business person.
Okay, so I don't really know. I honestly, it's one of the few things that I've done that I didn't extensively research the history of. But effectively, you hear about Toastmasters as this thing so you want to get better at public speaking. How do you do that without, having constant opportunities to go give talks and stuff? You hear about, well, you should go to Toastmasters, and it's a bunch of people.
You should join the Toastmasters cult.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, you hear about it as a thing. Well, you'll go practice your public speaking. You'll have to talk in front of a group. You'll, have to, give speeches on the fly, things like that. But in a safe, comforting environment where you can learn from people who have been working on this for a while. So a friend of mine had heard the same thing, had gone to this Toastmasters thing. She'd gone to one before, didn't really love it. But I offered to go with her to the next week's Toastmasters, and it was, I have to say, that among the worst 2 hours of my life. It was.
It is kind of cult-like, isn't it?
It was outrageously boring, and yes, it was exceptionally cult-like. And it all follows Robert's Rules of Orders, which is you can't say anything without. Creating a motion to do something, and then someone has to second it, and then people have to vote, and then you have to go through some long thing before you're able to talk. And these are all people, and this is the most upsetting thing. These are all people, at least at the one I went to, it took place in the back room at the Sears department store in our local shopping mall. And these are all people it really seemed like who had never been in business or had been exposed to business outside of Toastmasters, who it seemed like they genuinely thought that meetings in businesses took place following Robert's Rules of Orders beyond the complete perfunctory thing that you might have at the end of a meeting where someone has to say, okay, did we all follow the minutes? Yes. Okay, move on. I found it just terrible. It was impossible. It took an hour, Christopher, for them to approve a $17 addition to the Christmas party fund. There was a point where I was like, I will give you $20 right now.
Just to get you to shut up.
Yeah, it was awful. So So basically, obviously, all that to say, that is how Chris and I engage. Oh, and neither of us ever went back to Toastmasters after that, obviously.
Sure. Understandable.
I just want to flag with Steve. I am messing with my audio levels here quite considerably. It feels like I'm clipping quite a bit, so I apologize. Anyway, that's for Steve to figure out. So yeah, we had a meeting. I think it was good. It feels like the theme is we got to do more things and invent. We did have a brief discussion of how we could invent time.
Yeah, that wasn't an unsuccessful discussion.
No.
Not good at all.
Speaking of inventing time, what are you drinking?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's 2 PM here.
Air.
Yeah. Drinking air. Drinking in the oxygen.
Airitarian.
I refuse to acknowledge what you just said.
Okay.
What are you drinking?
I poured myself a glass of whiskey for this recording.
Nice.
I bought a nice bottle today. So I went over to the shopping mall today where the grocery store is. I walked over there. Chris, is there ever a time you're not older than I, but I burped, sorry, but you're certainly more wizened. Is there ever a time and age you get to where going to the grocery store by yourself, you don't feel like Kevin McAllister? Like you don't feel like you're a small child pretending to be a grown-up?
All the time?
But, so you feel like a grown-up when you go shopping?
Joel, I feel like a grown-up all the time.
I don't feel that way.
Okay, let's trace this. Let's get to the bottom of this. What's going on?
I don't know. I just feel like you go through a grocery store, you're like, I could buy any of these things. Like,
that is the idea.
But even the dinosaur toothbrush.
But do you?
I thought about it.
Adulting is about action, Joel.
I bought some Ritz crackers.
That's okay. That's a legit thing.
I accidentally got the ones with real cheddar cheese, so they're probably going to make me sick.
Something tells me their definition of real is very different from the actual
third
definition.
Ingredient is cheddar cheese. Its first ingredient is milk ingredients.
Joel, have you heard about Lactaid?
I have heard about it, but I haven't taken it. Should I get this? I should probably get this.
I think you should. It'll open up the world for you.
Ritz crackers are sold by weight, not volume.
Good to know.
Just thought you'd want to know that. So yeah, we did marketing, we did meetings. It was good. We've got lots of stuff in the pipe, as we say in business.
A lot of stuff coming down the pike, as someone says.
Down the pike, through the pipe, into your face.
Into the
your marketing hole.
So there's a new Apple TV.
Yeah, I got it.
Of course. What do you think?
I everything everyone has complained about the setup is correct and understated. It was the most like egregious, is that it, like offensive, insulting process. Like the worst technology companies in the world, the ones who name their things like the XC770018A, wouldn't have made a worse way to set up a product.
Now, I thought the setup was very simple. I thought you like put your iPhone next to it and it just pulled down like. Oh,
but then, Christopher, have you ever made any passwords?
Yes.
So imagine you had to enter in, say, your Apple ID password several times. Maybe your Netflix password. Maybe, God forbid, you wanted to enter in your Google password for the YouTubes or something. Imagine a line of letters from A through Z. Imagine that you had to navigate this line of letters using a swipe pad. That is not super great. Imagine that if you made a mistake, you would have to swipe. Oh, and it does not loop around. Once you get to Z, if you want to get to A, it's not one click over, one swipe. It's 25, 26. Who knows how many letters there were? As many as 30. And you have to do this several times. My passwords, Christopher, I believe in strong passwords. My passwords are not simple. Max Temkin, the Cards Against Humanity guy, said, just got the new Apple TV, so now all my passwords are AAA, which I really think that we will be able to potentially statistically quantify the security breaches on people's accounts because the Apple TV has made entering passwords. There is no way I can think of that would be worse. Like,
what if it required a pint of your blood?
I mean,
better?
Basically, that would seem like I would be less insulted. Because
probably
they
take less time,
and at least at that point they had recognized that what they were asking for was some sort of satanic ritual. This is it's beautiful. It looks beautiful, Chris. It looks great. But it's horrible. Once you get into the thing and start using it, it's awesome. It's terrific. It's the best TV like box of its kind. Certainly, the design is beautiful. It's fast. It's got a lot going for it, but entering passwords is ridiculous. And I was thinking, like, okay, we got the Siri thing. I was thinking, what can I just speak my password to Siri? Like, can I just say like L2? Like, I would be fine with that.
No such luck.
No such luck. You just have to do this. And of course you have to do it several times. There is a prompt like, would you like me to save this password? That only happens the second time you enter it. And it didn't even work for me. It asked me, I clicked, never asked for this password again. Just save it, which again, super insecure, but fine. And then it prompted, okay, I went to buy an app. And then it asked me for the last 3 digits of my credit card. I was like, okay, that's, or the security code. So I entered that in, and it then asked me for my password. Didn't tell me I got that wrong. Didn't say why, but it was like total insanity. This is Apple's worst design in possibly their history. I mean, someone maybe in the chat room will correct me on that, but I think
what chat room?
I just like saying that. Because we record live.
Right, of course. How could I forget?
Yeah. So yeah, it's awful. Everything else is great, but I would honestly say if you are an impatient person, if you're an impatient person, then you've already bought it. I was going to say if you're impatient, wait, but that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. If you're an impatient person, have a calmer family member or friend who you trust with your passwords to do this for you, because I was about to lose my mind.
See, this could be a service that somebody develops to enter your passwords for you remotely. Yeah. I don't know how that would work.
I don't know how that would work either. Anyway. I guess if you had like TaskRabbit or something, you could just have them do it. But then that person's got all your passwords. And of course, all this would be solved if the remote app that Apple has released that works quite well on both the phone and the watch worked on the new Apple TV. For no reason, it does not. Yeah.
Well, hopefully they're working on that.
Yeah. Ridiculous. And the remote's dumb. The swipe surface, it makes no sense. The old remote was, I'm not going to say better, but the remote's dumb. Yeah. I really think what someone was saying on potentially, it was ATP or something, like, we all suspected that the new Apple TV had been done for some time. They were just waiting on the content deals. And you kind of do get that feeling like this is not current gen Apple. Because it does not feel as polished and sophisticated as like the new phones at all.
Right. Well, that's frustrating. But speaking of the new phones, you got yourself one of those too. Yeah, well, and this one, a complete reversal. I don't think I have anything bad to say about I got the 6S Plus. The 3D touch works fantastically. It feels great. It's fast. The Touch ID is insanely fast. I don't see my lock screen anymore. I hit the home button. Like, I just press the home button to say, wake up the lock screen. And the Touch ID has already registered and it's unlocked the phone. I would say there have been times where I had just wanted to check the time and I've hit the home button for that. I gotta say, that makes me crazy. It actually did bother me a bit. Yeah. It was so fast. So now I've gotten used to hitting the lock button instead to check the time. But yeah, it's that fast. The phone's great. It feels heavier than the other one, which makes sense. There's, with the Taptic engine in there, they've probably had to
move things around, or maybe the balance is just a bit different. But I have to say the phone's fantastic. It's this generation of the phone is phenomenal. I'm really, really impressed with it. Everything's super, super fast. A lot of the bugs that I've been having kind of late days, 6 months that I had my old phone, are great. And of course, there's a lot to be said for, this is just a fresh phone. So things are going to feel a bit faster. The battery lasts, forever, things like that. But overall, I'm really impressed with it. I don't really have a lot to say. I mean, the big changes, Siri's better. 3D Touch is now on here. The camera is great. Live photos are a lot of fun. The how the backlight, brightens for selfies, so you get a flash, works really well, super smooth. Had forgotten that was a feature till I took my first selfie with it in low light and was really impressed.
Ugh.
Sorry, what?
I said, ugh.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm really, really impressed with the phone. Like, what else is new about it that I should talk about? I don't think there's that much. It's good.
Nice.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely getting to a point where I'm ready for an upgrade, but I'm also, I just don't. I'm a small person with small hands, Joel.
Yeah.
It's a big phone for people with big hands.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
the latest rumors.
I know that there are
saying
rumors
next
of
year
a
there
smaller
might be a
phone. I'm
4-inch
kind of
iPhone.
holding out, really hoping that that's not just like the light version, but that they actually kind of treat it well, or like any other phone in the lineup. I'm not looking for a 5C. I'm looking for like a legit smaller screen iPhone 6. I don't know if that's going to happen. But yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, why not a 5C?
I want something that isn't just like the cheap phone, and I'm afraid that, there are these rumors of the smaller phone. I'm afraid they're going to just put that phone in the lineup with like, the lesser quality processor and fewer features, just as like the low end cheap phone that you can buy, rather than like treating it as a proper member of the lineup, just smaller.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that like smaller, it's the differentiator is not going to be smaller. It's going to be smaller, cheaper, and less good.
Yep.
In the way that the 5C, wasn't smaller, but it was definitely cheaper / less good.
Which is a shame, because everyone that I know who has a 5C loves it more than everyone I know who has any other iPhone.
Yeah.
They made a great phone there. The size is great. It feels really good. It's not as slippery because it's got the great plastic. It feels great. And honestly, the 5C should be the form factor they make the Apple TV remote at.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, they've made it tiny and thin and way too easy to lose. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, fingers crossed, time will tell. This could all just be nonsense. I mean, a lot of this could be, people are maybe seeing, pipeline things where Apple's still planning to ship, small screen phones. And that's because they're still making 5Ss. They're still making all those phones. So maybe someone could just be misreading the reports there.
Yeah, very true. All right. So I guess that brings us to the next portion of our show, which are the Amazon Gear Picks. So this is where we tell you about stuff that we bought recently on Amazon that you can buy as well, and save a little bit of, or save us a little bit of cheddar by putting some in our pockets. So they're all Amazon affiliate links. If you click and buy through there, helps us out. Except Joel's, because he's lactose intolerant.
Please don't. Well, you can put it in my pockets.
You don't have osmosis through your pockets into your digestive system?
I do have a lot of open wounds up and down my legs.
Yes. That definitely contributes.
Because of all the cat wrestling I do. But yeah, you could easily get some cheddar in there, and that would be concerning.
Would be dangerous.
So
what are you going to put in this week?
I'm just seeing Steve's wondering where this episode is because we're recording late. Interesting. Well, I mean, I promised on the last one that we did that I would put the Nest Protect, second generation smoke plus carbon monoxide alarm. So this is, smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector. Now that I'm in a house with like a furnace and forced air and stuff, I've been worried about carbon monoxide, so I figured might as well get the 2-in-1. So yeah, I get it's crazy easy to install, way simpler than the thermostat because I get the battery version of this. The battery's supposed to last like forever, so wasn't worried about wiring it in. So basically, 2 screws. It's got I think this one has an auto level, like a level in the back plate that you install as well. I think it did. So you can make sure it's all level, looks great. Put it on, it connected with my phone, incredibly easy for all the setup. So yeah, I recommend it. It's $100 available for Prime. So I recommend
Not bad.
it. Yeah.
Good deal. All right, I'm going to put in the Monoprice Ultra Slim Series high-speed HDMI cable. So this is an HDMI cable. The one I'm putting in is a 1 foot, but you can get it in, I think, 1, 3, 6, and maybe even more than that. What I like about it is that compared to most HDMI cables, it's super thin. I don't really know how they did it, but it's actually thinner than some USB cables I have.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the connector is going to be the same size, but the actual cable itself is super thin. And the connectors are actually really nicely built. They're metal, like even the casing around the actual plug itself is metal. So super high quality. Monoprice is, does really great cables. Highly recommend them. So yeah, it's $12.95 on Prime, US dollars. And there are different sizes and even colors available. So yeah, I definitely recommend if you're in the market for HDMI cables, this is a great option.
Awesome. I think that's our show. I am impressed. That's interesting that it's thin. I'm actually going to go to this right now. Ultra slim speed. Interesting. Big thing before we get into all the housekeeping, go to askfirsthand.com. Our big Travel Pro luggage giveaway is still underway, so make sure you get in on that. Don't miss out. Best luggage ever. So yeah, don't miss out.
And I think hopefully I'll remember, but maybe Lindsay or Steve, you can remind us, or whoever, I don't care, that once we've had a week to go through the stuff that we've done or that we talked about today in our marketing meeting, I think next week we'll take some time to kind of talk about what changes have come out of that, what developments have come out of that, and sort of what we're looking to do in the rest of 2015, which, frightening, is almost done. There are 7 weeks left.
Jesus Christ.
I know. We're moving closer to death bit by bit.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we are all over the internet. Twitter.com/NargCast, Facebook.com/NotARealJob. We're on iTunes and Stitcher, NotARealJob.com/iTunes and NotARealJob.com/Stitcher. We'd love your iTunes reviews. We haven't gotten one in a little while, and they do mean the world to us. And I just checked our stats the other day, and there are still a few hundred people subscribed, so I know you're out there, and we would love your support. I've also, this doesn't apply quite yet, but we are submitted to the Google Play podcast store, which should hopefully be up and running within the next couple months, if not sooner. So if you're an Android person and you plan on using that service, you should find us in there on day one, if all goes well.
Nice.
Yeah, and at Joel Kelly, at Chris Van Patten, at Go Firsthand on Twitter, at Go Firsthand on Instagram, and Ask Firsthand on Facebook. So we're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We're everywhere you want to be.
What is that?
That's the Firsthand tagline.
Oh, good. Okay, perfect. Firsthand, build it beautiful.
Firsthand, where's the beef?
Firsthand, we've got you covered, which is the tagline for every insurance company that ever started. They've all got
it's
the same
also
tagline.
Just a fact.
We do. Well, I'll cover you with my own body if I had to.
And well, you could cover a couple bodies if you wanted. I mean that in a good way. Like you're a protector.
How could you possibly have meant that in a good way?
Like you are the human shield we all need.
I think it's time we ended this before things get too heated.
Well, hopefully next week Leah can sit in and keep us from brawling.
From you attacking me personally.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right. We'll see. Good luck, Leah. And yeah, good luck me being a fat person.
No.
It's tough.
Just big boned.
It's tough, but I make it work.
You do.
All right. I think that's that.
Cool. All right. Bye, everybody. We love you.
Love you.